just dropped like flies.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sweaty Spooks here. So last we talked, we were discussing round robin. I'm happy to report that I've spent some time with it now and have a different outlook on it once you have it leveled up. However, that's not what today's video is about. Today's video is more of an open-ended discussion as we move into the trial season, figuring out new builds and metas.
Really?
I started out playing on my Solar Hunter build using young Umkaras and would quickly encounter something that would catch my interest, being an enemy hunter who would receive an overshield when they lost their shields. It would take me some time to realize that this was a new fragment called the Echo of Vigilance. Echo of Vigilance. Defeating a target while your shields are depleted grants you a temporary void overshield minus 10 recovery for punishment. This fragment alone definitely made a difference when facing it as my enemy, so I decided I wanted to try this for myself. So allow me to share how I chose to build into this. First and foremost, I knew that I was going to commit to Ace of Spades. The very first challenge I found in the first week of trials was the lack of materials to be able to swap and adjust to the enemy team and still be able to be at light level. This would push me into committing to my build, and although not too different from my solar build, I knew I had solar energy weapons of the weapon archetype I knew I wanted to use. So I was able to set mods like solar dexterity and not have to worry about readjusting my mods every time I wanted to swap between my beloved and Mindbender's ambition. This was a positive quality of life change for me in the new modding systems, as I found this point of grief in the past. And just speaking on the beloved and Mindbender's ambition, I'm just going to quickly show you guys the roles. Weapons and mods aside, however, I would want to ensure that I was as mobile as possible. So I chose my armor exotic piece to be Stompies. I didn't plan on being in the air, or at least taking gunfights in the air. Rather, I intended to be sliding around with a subconscious effort to keep my reticle on the correct horizontal level to be ready for a gunfight at any given moment. If I was able to pull in the 3-tap on Ace of Spades to proc Memento Mori, it was often a challenge of stay alive and re-peek for the 2-tap when healed, or at least that is what I would try for. Depending on the enemy team's range of engagement in relation to my team was my deciding factor as to whether I was going to run a sniper or a shotgun. I will say that I personally will not run a sniper unless I genuinely feel that I should be, and often when that feeling hits, I more times than not hit my shots. I, however, can quickly tell when a sniper does not feel appropriate, and I will switch back to my shotgun at any given moment. In terms of heavy, I just ran a crafted heavy weapon for the sake of leveling it. But the real star of the show that we are trying to show, the clutch moments and showcase, is Echo of Vigilance. In terms of super, I'm running Deadfall because it takes the least time to charge, and I have little intellect investment with this particular build. I'll be using Marksman Dodge, and I'll also be using the Suppressor Grenade. In terms of my aspects, I'm going to be using Trapper's Ambush, Vanishing Step, and then for the remainder fragments, Echo of Dilation for plus 10 mobility and intellect, and then Echo of Leeching for plus 10 resilience. Taking a quick stop at the fashion corner, I feel an obligation to explain myself for my heinous crimes against the fashion worm gods of Osiris. You see, Trials is understood to be the pinnacle of most difficult PvP content within the game, yes? Then how is it that I would fashion myself in white and or even blue gear? Isn't the most commonly understood Destiny 2 community narrative in the Warlock History Chronicles of the Unwritten Rulebook explained within Chapter 47, Section 84, Subcategory 378, Revision Number 26.6.84.7.02, explain that the term blueberry not only describes a player who may be of a lesser level but with blue-tiered gear, but is often considered the sandbag of the team. And why would anybody ever want to identify as that in this game? Like, seriously. Well, I'll tell you what, Guardian. As much as I enjoy this game, at the end of the day, it's just a game. So why not fulfill the story of the underhero? I myself find humor in the idea. Plus, my clan is the Blueberry Lounge. That being said, I hope you found some value in our build discussion. If you're a solo player out there, perhaps give this build a shot in some of your comp play experience and let me know how you were able to further the synergies within this build. There certainly is a lot to talk about under the umbrella of PvP. This has been Sweaty Spooks. You can find me on the Blueberry Lounge podcast, a weekly podcast show where we often have guests sharing our experiences within the Destiny 2 community, but you can also find me on Twitter as @sweaty_spooks. And also, don't forget to follow me on Twitch for some extra content, and I often offer helps to our extended communities as well. Please feel free to join our Discord, where we often communicate not only to our clan, but community about scheduled events or just simply saying good morning. And cheers, Guardians.